What is it you, the player base, want? Do you want new content every single month? Or do you want a game where the problems and issues are kept to a minimum? Well, whatever it is, do you think Scopley is even listening to the players? Let's see what I think about this one. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and this is Star Trek Fleet Command. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now on today's video I will be seeking to answer the 3 questions that I just posed back in the intro, and also asking, does Scopley really care? Do they care about the players, or is there something else they care more about? Drop your answers in the comment section down below if you want to preempt it. As always, I do not actually have the answers. This is my own personal opinion. So, just to throw that off the bat there. Now, let's clear this lot off the screen, shall we? Because we want to look at my lovely base. Yes, we do. But anyway, so, to get us into this, we're going to start at the beginning. Well, what I actually consider the beginning is lack of communication. Yes, lack of comms. Now, one thing that we've suffered badly over the years is a serious lack of communication from Scopley. But since he employed Eco, and this is a big shout out to Eco, communication has got a hell of a lot better over the 6 months. But it's not perfect. Every now and again things in the go wrong in the game that cause communication to be far in between. Now Eco does do his best to communicate that Scopley is on the case, but it doesn't always work that way. He is only one person after all, and I get the impression that he wants to give us answers. He doesn't want to just say, oh yeah, we know about this and we're working on it. He actually wants to give us answers. So this is probably why there is a bit of a delay in communication sometimes, which is fine. But the players could do with quick comms. Just a quick message, just to say, yes, we are aware about this. We will let you know what's going on as soon as we know. That is it. We know about this. It's been reported. We're looking into this. We'll let you know when we have something. And that's all you have to do every single time a problem crops up. Now, before you all jump and say that, I know he does communicate this on occasions. Quite a few occasions. But when he can't, who does? Well, no one. There's nobody there. Because it comes across as there's no one backing him up. That needs to change. He needs a backup. We had a couple of weeks during September where Eco was not available through varying reasons. Who was there for the communications? Not really anybody. Nothing to get on top of stuff quickly. But the one thing is though, they were quick to tell us they were pulling Gayla from the game because she was having an unexpected side effect with the Cardassian Armadas. But yet, to tell us they're working on a reported problem? Come on Scopley, get a grip. Get Eco some backup. He needs it. He can't be expected to do everything himself. But why do we have a lack of comms? Well, the main issue, bugs and lag. Big problems for this game. Last Round of Incursions will be a brilliant example. I don't know what it was like on the other EU servers, but on 134, I never went over to Outposters, who was 139. But they came over and there was a massive raid in the Kelper system. There was lag galore. It was to the point even I got peed off. I just thought, I can't. Because as much as we were defending well, some of us was, it was a chance for PvP, but you could target an enemy ship, and my ship would just go straight over the top of them and park up somewhere down here while the target that I was targeting carries on. Usually it was an amalgam. I'm trying to stop the amalgams from getting their resources back. I'd rather it be lost in space, or I'm trying to get them before they go into the target. No, my Enterprise was just flying straight over them. And next thing I know, a pylon or somebody's come to blow it out the sky. Can't complain, it was PvP. It was a raid, we were defending. 139 was invading. And a big shout out to 139 as well. Congratulations on their victory over us. You literally came out the stocks firing. We did manage to pull some back, but unfortunately we didn't gain enough traction and it ended with a 60-40 to 139. But it was an issue. And I don't know what else to say about it. Now, we also had the combat timers stopping on 0 when they should have done, but yet the ships were still fighting. This is a recurring problem in the game, especially when lag's involved. They just carry on fighting. Why has this not been addressed properly? Why does this bug keep cropping up? Why does this bug keep cropping up? Most recently, outside incursions, I noticed mining nodes were not resetting correctly. I'm pulling my miner off a node, and it still says I'm occupying that node. I'm still mining that node. No, my ship's at 2 seconds away from that node, waiting for it to refresh. I've got to hit the galaxy button, go into galaxy view, move a ship or something, like send it out, stop it, and then select my miner, click locate to get me back to the node, and it's still not reset. It still takes a second or two. Why? This should not be happening. Several years ago, we had nodes that were just not resetting, and it took Scopley months to fix them. And what did they list them as at that time? Oh, they're broken. It's on the list to do. It will fix it eventually. That's not how you run a game. Oh, we'll fix it eventually. You don't run a game like that. Yes, okay, we'll get on it. We'll find a fix. We'll get it sorted. That's how you run a game. But as well, now some mine nodes as well, when a miner's been mined on it and they go 0, and somebody pops them OPC on a 0 node, or yeah, it's usually an OPC on a 0 node. Some of those nodes stay 0, and players have got to dock with that node, come off it just to reset it before they can use it. That's another bug. That's another problem. Nodes shouldn't do that. If a ship is destroyed on that node and it's 0, it should automatically refresh because there's nothing else on it. It's just like a ship being taken off it by the player themselves. So yeah, we got that. Now, visual bugs. We've got visual bugs galore, and it's the red dots. Okay? And they're sitting either just outside the system, they're stuck on armadas, spawning points, and obviously the visual bugs. And you've even got some red dots that are flying around the galaxy, and you can tell they're damaged. I mean, look at this one here. This one's in Eclipse space. It's just sat there, doing nothing. The whole bar is 0. You can't even attack it. And another perfect example, Wolf 359. Okay? I don't know if this is on other servers, I don't know what. But this poor boy, how long has this poor Enterprise been stuck here? I mean, look, right? Again, I can't target him. Attack, 2 minutes, 49 seconds. I can't click that to say go and attack him. His hull's damaged, he's destroyed. But yet he's been sat there for 3 years. 3 years. How many cups of coffee has Captain Kirk had in that time? How? It needs sorting. And yes, okay, these bugs are not causing a problem to the game. But are they? Our inventory's already overloaded with crap we no longer need. But what is Scopley doing to clear it out? Nothing. And these guys, they sat on the server because they are clearly there. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's on other servers. If it is, please drop it in the comment section down below. If you've not noticed it before, go check it out. If it's there, let me know. Because again, they're stuck there. So it's on the server, it's registering on the server, that ship is there. But I mean, look, here comes an enterprise to join him. But he's just gonna move off. Or he's gonna go into the spawning point. Because that is a spawning point. But don't you think they need to be removed? Yes, it's only a very small amount of data. It's probably like one line of code that ship's taking up. Is it not worth taking that code out just to get that off? Just to crunch it up a little bit, you know? But then we've got events. Now, the case with these are, they're either not scoring or they're not working. Again, incursions, perfect example. A brilliant concept, fantastic idea, finally to pitch servers against each other. And on its inaugural launch, what happened? It broke. Now, the server transfers worked like a dream, but the events broke. It put it to a point where Scopley had to withdraw incursions on its inaugural launch. Cracking job, Scopley. But it shouldn't have happened. Plain and simple as happened. This was supposed to be the crown jewels of events for Scopley, and it failed. And it was on the smallest set of servers, the APAC servers. I think there's about 12 of them, and it broke. It broke. But what other things just break as well? ARC launches. Yes, Deep Space Nine, September 2022. What happened? Maintenance happened. We had our standard 3-hour maintenance, which finished at 1100 hours UTC. We got to start playing the game. We started to do these Armadas. But less than 2 hours after the game went live, I can't remember how long it was exactly, so I was definitely saying less than 2 hours, they put the game back into maintenance. Because something wasn't working properly. Some stuff didn't work properly. But again, that should not have happened. This was a highly anticipated event. People have been waiting all year for this, and we finally got it, and it broke on the first day. I mentioned as well earlier, Gayla was taken out of the game. That was the following day because she had an unexpected side effect. Well, she actually worked. So they pulled her. Cracking Scopley. Fantastic job. Luckily, 24 hours later, they put it back in, but they had to make some adjustments. But the problem is, as well, as we went through the month, there was various issues. Too many to go into, but the main one was events not scoring. But again, it should never have happened. All this should have been addressed before the launch. All the game checks should have been done before it was put into the game. That's what you do. You check everything. Even Santa Claus double checks his list for all the good and bad. Even Santa checks it before he delivers presents. Okay, in fact, that's for kids, yeah? Okay, we all know Santa doesn't exist, but we'll leave it at that. But why can't Scopley check everything? They're a big company, for God's sake. Now, I pulled these off Scopley's website, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move myself into a nice little area. Here we go. Pulled these off Scopley's website. Are you ready for a laugh? Because they made me giggle. Okay, so first one, embrace the adventure. Oh yes, we're certainly having an adventure with this game, aren't we? A massive adventure. I don't need to read it all out. You can read it, but there's a couple of points I want to point out. Yes, it has become an important. This game has become an important part of people's life. It has for me. It has for me. I play this game to relax from family life. Even while I'm busy doing family life, I quickly jump in, sort my miners out, blow ships up. If I've got the time, I'll do it. But it's such an important part of people's lives, but it breaks too often. Now, yes, it can be said that we don't suffer the major offlines that some other MMOs do. They shut down for days. We haven't had that, and Scopley have been good enough to avoid that. But how long is it going to be before that starts happening? Another thing at the bottom of this as well, about unique experiences. We're certainly getting a unique experience with this game, aren't we? Yeah. For those of us who are new to MMOs, I was when this game was launched. I did not know jack about MMOs. I played, like I said before, I played World of Warcraft. I didn't learn anything about the game because I had somebody helping me. Got me up to level 50 in 3 months. Thank you for helping me, but unfortunately it was also to the detriment of me learning the game. I've had to learn the game the hard way here. And I'm pleased to say that I'm finally at a point now where I feel I can actually dispense that information of what I've learned, what I've done, and I can pass that on to newer players in the game. And that's what the content creators are here for, including me, as I still see myself as a YouTuber. I've not hit 500 subscribers yet. When I do, I will start calling myself a baby content creator. But it won't be NDA, so I won't have access to the information. But that's that. Now, another screenshot here. And this one, it says it's creating games for the long haul. Well, we're nearly at 4 years with this game. But the one thing is, if things continue the way they are going with this game will not last much beyond probably 8 years. It won't even make it to 10 years. As for long haul, well, yeah, you can forget that idea. You can literally forget it. It won't get there because the game would have crashed by then. Remember the good old days with your PCs? You did too much in one. You crammed too much information. You opened too many windows, different files all over the place, and it got to a point where your computer was just like, whoa, stop. I tell you what, boom, gone. Adios. That is what's coming. But what will happen when that happens? Scopley are lucky at current that players are not asking for refunds. Yeah, because speaking of refunds, right, we are Scopley customers. We are their customers. They are providing us with a product, the game. We are buying for it. I paid for the Elite Battle Pass. I've also bought I bought 2 researchers. I've bought an extra builder. I bought the G-Dock. So I spent some money in the game. Other players spend vast amounts of money. And there is a little phrase in the retail industry. The customer is always right. Now, for those who work in retail, you know full well that's not actually true. But the one thing is, and I learned this in retail, the company wants to keep your custom. They want you to spend money on their products. Scopley, in this case, want you to spend money on this game. They're forever making paths where you got to spend to do it. From what I've heard, there's a point at Ops 53. You can't proceed unless you buy a pack. Because you need some materials out, rare G5 materials, which you can't get in any other way. So it's in a pack. You've got, yeah. So they push that. They did a full 3 months of a spend attack. Strange New Worlds, paywall after paywall after paywall. So they want you to spend money on their product. But what we get in? Crap. Bugs. Lag. Problems. The customer is always right. And there is an outcry on their Discord for getting the game fixed. When we have problems crop up, I see constantly, fix your game, Scopley. Fix your game. Now, obviously, you've got, at the bottom, you've got free-to-play players. They're the users of the game. They use it. They play it for entertainment, for enjoyment, for a release from real life. And we need them for the bet spenders to feed off. Because if we didn't have them at the bottom building up their resources for getting to shield so the whales can raid them, then the whales would get bored. So then the spending will come down. So which means you've not got the money available there to make new content. So, but yeah. And yes, I do apologise. I'm looking at my script because I did do a script out for this, and I'm sorry to say, I'm drifting from it massively. So, if users disappear, then Scopley's data would show that people were not engaging with the game because there's nobody there engaging with it, and so wouldn't release all the new content that they do because there's no users to engage with it. So which means drop in spenders also using the game because they wouldn't use it because if there's nobody there to feed off, then what's the point? And ultimately means revenue drops as well. And if revenue drops, that definitely means no new content because you haven't got the money to actually do it. Means less users, means less spenders, means you can see the tumbling that it's doing. It's going down, down and down. But you want to keep creating new content. You want to keep your users happy, to keep your spenders happy, to allow them to spend more, to allow you the funds to keep creating more content, for better or for worse. It is an endless cycle, but when the new content keeps breaking, you're moving back into the realm of diminishing returns. We've already had players leave the game. Now, there are various reasons. Either it's the content's crap and they don't want, and they're just fed up with the game, or because of all the problems that we're having. They've had enough. Now, I also saw Wikipedia, so take this with a pinch of salt. I am. But back in October 2021, Scopley was valued at $5.4 billion. Yes, $5.4 billion. And so you would think they could afford to take a month or two without creating new content and give us what I would like to say is a refit arc. Yes, an arc where we repair the game. We get it fixed. Is that going to happen? Most likely not. I mean, what do you need? And they really do need to do it. How much longer will players continue to put up with the problems, to put up with the bull, to put up with customer support's lack of action? Oh, we'll pass it on to the relevant team. Oh, we'll pass it on to the relevant team. Oh, you've not responded to me in 10 minutes. I'm closing your thingy. Get rid of that flipping bot. Get a proper person behind the computer. Like I said, some players have already left through various reasons, but there is a constant cry, as I've mentioned, on Discord, get it fixed. Scopley, if you are watching, heaven knows why would you want to watch my content, but if you are, you need to start listening to your customers. We are your customers. Start listening to us. Because if this was a product that we bought off a shelf in a supermarket or just your local corner shop, and it was faulty to the point where this game is, you'd be taking it back for a bloody refund. And a massive complaint going in about in fact, you'd be putting a bad review in about that product online, wouldn't you? A bad review. You'd want your money back. Now imagine if every single player turned around and said, I want a refund because this game doesn't work properly because there's too many problems with it. Imagine where that 5.4 billion would be going. Straight back to the players. Because they're demanding refunds. Because you're not giving them what they're paying for. They're paying for this game. Fix it. And I've just shot straight past my next So, there we go. Now, the last one was actually the wrap-up. So, yeah, it's the wrap-up time. So, I've taken up enough of your time now. So, I shall leave you with my answer to the intro's 3 questions. I want a game that works. Yes, I pay for the Elite. I'm not paying for the 4th Researcher because $100 for it is a pissing joke. Where's my $20 version of it? Then I'll buy it. Yes, I would buy it. I'd be able to twist my partner's arm enough to let me spend $20 on my 4th Researcher. I'd probably end up regretting it and having to pay for it next month. But hey ho, that's life. So I would buy a $20 one, and I'm sure other players would. But also, as much as well, for the second question, I do want new content. I do want new things to engage with. I have enjoyed engaging with the Cardassian Armadas in this game. They're far better than the regular Armadas, I'll tell you that for definite. However, directive sourcing is a problem. Yes, a massive problem. I'm currently flying solo. I've only just built the Alliance Starbase. It's still going to take me a long time to do anything with it. But anyway, directive sourcing, so get that sorted. But as well, as much as I want new content, I want the content to work. I don't want to have to sat 6 hours waiting. Is the game back online yet? Is the game back online yet? Because it broke on its launch. Yes, to answer the third question, I fully expect there to be problems. I expect the occasional bug. I expect the occasional lag. That you're operating on multiple platforms. You've got Android, iOS. Hell, they expanded into PC. Hell, I mean, if there's a banana software, it's operating on that. But you've got to give Scopley credit on that one. They're actually doing a fairly good job to try and do it. iOS users are still having serious problems. Maybe that's down with the servers. My knowledge on modern technology is very limited. But anyway, that aside, so my solution for this would be a refit arc. Okay, a refit arc. Now you can still put some new stuff into that refit arc, like additional generic officers that we can put below deck. So below deck abilities, not just the lower decks crew from the lower deck series, but just say like interceptor specialists, battleship specialists with unique abilities for those ships, or maybe some abilities outside them for that. You never know. So just something like that, new officers into the game that we can grind for, and do it across all 4 spectrums: common, uncommon, rare, epics. Do it across all 4. I'm sure that would be easy enough to sort out, adding extra officers to the game. It would certainly free up a lot more officers choices for away teams and bridge duties. But as well, battle pass as well. You can still run a battle pass in a refit arc. Take all the battle passes from when it all started with the Borg right up until the end of Strange New Worlds. Put them together and make a super battle pass as an apology to the players. Keep the elite line same price as it always is. $20 for the basic, $100 for the one with the extra stuff in it. But keep them the same. But that super battle pass as an apology to the players. Yes, we're going to do this battle pass for you. Yes, you still got to do events towards it to score, but we're going to do you this super battle pass where it's going to infuse a large amount of resources, a large amount of materials into the game. Players will be able to progress a lot faster, especially the lower players and the newer players that can shoot up just like that. So, but yeah. But if you'd like to hear more about what I think for a refit arc, then please drop in the comment section down below and I'll be happy to do a video on what I think we should have in a refit arc, and basically to change the game, make it a bit more enjoyable. Certainly some of the graphics could do with changing, I know that much. But anyway, so that brings us to the end. Don't forget to like this video if you actually like this video, and also if you agree, drop in the comment section down below. Does Scopley need to fix this game? Hell yes, that's my opinion. Get it fixed. Next video is going to be on Tuesday. Arc 4 day. Yes, Deep Space Nine Part 2. What we got coming? I don't know. I've not actually caught any hints yet off the other content creators, and it's only 2 days away. Well, a day and a half actually, but not even here nor there. It will be a video this time round because the last live stream I didn't get many people join it, so I thought, well, I'll send it back to video, because even after the video's released I still got more views afterwards. The live stream I didn't so much, so we'll do back to video. But anyway, in the meantime, this has been Admiral Pegasus criticising the game again. Yes, so stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall see you on Tuesday. Good night.